What's going on? Born for Sports. And tonight was not a good night for Nick Nation. Not a good night for Nick Nation. Oh, man. It was a real bad night for us tonight, Nick Nation. But we're going to get into it and chop it up. For those who are new to the channel, just appreciate you like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscribe button to Born for Sports. Now, let's get into it, man. The Knicks did not get the job done tonight in an important game tonight. They lose game 4, 130 to 121, and now trailed the series 3-1. And tonight, I mean, it just didn't go their way. Offensively, they were fine, but defensively, they just could not stop Halliburton and this Pacer offensive attack, man. Straight like that. It's a sloppy play. It was just a lot that I did not like in the second half. I thought the Knicks were right there offensively. They competed in this game with them, especially the first half. I mean, they came out and dropped 43 in the first quarter on us, but the Knicks were right there. I mean, what they scored 38 in the quarter, you know, like 38. 35 in the quarter, and we were down 8. You know, hey, they hit their threes early, got it done. They were getting the job done, and it was just an uphill climb tonight, Danny.
It was, yeah, man. It was a lot of negatives in this game tonight. Yep. Especially the turnovers, which was the main point. Like, it was just an inexcusable turnovers that cost us the game, and you know, yes, very sloppy, very sloppy. Like you mentioned before, Halliburton was killing us, and also Siakam was killing us too. So it was they got too much. It was too much firepower tonight for us to overcome it. So it's unfortunate, man.
So it was. I thought the unsung hero for the Pacers tonight was Mathurin. Like, he had all of us. He was garbage the first 3 games, and tonight he was his night. He was making shots.
Him and Brunson were going at it.
Yep. They were going at it, and he had the refs just giving him every foul call, flopping around. He had it going tonight. He had some middies. He had it going. He had it going tonight, and in those bench minutes, I say it all the time. If you watch this channel, you listen to me. I always say it. The most important minutes the bench gives us is the Brunson Cat rest minutes. And in those minutes, in the first half, I love the energy that Delon Wright and that Hart. That Delon Wright and Hart and Delon Wright and Shamet. You know, Precious even got in the game. Like, Delon Wright, to me, has some really strong minutes. He played a really good game, especially in that first half, in those rest minutes. Brunson got a long time to rest in that first half after he was cooking in that first quarter, kind of keeping us in it. Then Cat came back in the game with Brunson's rest minutes. Delon Wright and the bench were playing good. Cat got going. But Mathurin, I thought, really hurt this team tonight with those rest minutes, bro.
Yeah, Mathurin was really killing us with those minutes. But it was just I think the pace of the way the Pacers played was too much for us. The way they go up and down the court, they're just too fast, man. They're just too quick. They just tired us out.
Yeah, that's the way they play. That's the way they have to play. They don't want to play a half-court game. They don't want to.
Absolutely not.
When they play a half-court game, they struggle. They struggled with us in game 1 with a half-court game. They struggled with us in game 3. But you know, these games have been close. All 4 games. You know, they've been right there. This kind of like was the more the uphill climb for the Knicks, because Indiana was just making their shots, man. They was just making their shots. Knicks were not helping with their turnovers, man. We're going to chop it up and break down the game. But let's go to the chat real quick. Corey has no face. What a surprise. What a surprise that Corey wants to show up tonight. Let's get on with the show.
Such a shocker.
Talk my shit. Even if Knicks win game 5. It's over. Okay, that's cool. Hey, listen, that's what you feel. That's all right, Corey. I know how you what you about. All right, that's cool. Y'all can have y'all night tonight. You know what? I
let
still
him
believe the Knicks.
let Corey shine tonight. Let him shine.
Yeah, I mean, this is what they live for. You know what I'm saying? They've been waiting all season for this. So
yeah.
it's cool. Listen, I still think the Knicks have a chance to win this series if they take game 5. Okay. And we'll break down that in a few about why I think that. Okay. Does it mean it's gonna happen? Doesn't mean that. The Knicks have their backs against the wall. They have absolutely no margin for error going forward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No margin for error going forward. But these games have been tight. These games have been tight, and it's not like they're getting killed out there. The Knicks game 1 choke at that free throw line has put them in this situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, big time.
Instead of this being a 2-2 series where it should be, it's 3-1, and now they have to find a way to climb out of a hole they dug. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. So I think they can still come back in this series if they take game 5, obviously. Obviously, if they take game 5. The Knicks have been a really good road team. They've actually done better on the road than at Madison Square Garden, which is weird as fuck.
That's what's like weird as hell to me.
Weird as hell, but it is what it is. Though you can't argue the results. They will have a chance if they can get game 5. Now the Pacers smell blood. I expect the Garden to be rocking on Thursday.
Oh, for sure.
I expect the Knicks to play with another level of desperation. And the bottom line is they got to stop turning the freaking ball over in these spots, man. They got to stop doing that. And they have to play no margin for error for basketball. That's where they at. They put themselves in that position. Game 2, Tibbs with the stupid sitting pounds in the fourth quarter when we couldn't score points. That's a story for another day. But the bottom line is because of the way they finished game 1, they are in this position because of that.
It bit us in the ass, for sure.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They got to make up for it now. Cliff says he's checking in. What's good, Cliff? Salute. Always showing love in the chat. Oh, we got Sheed. Okay. Sheed, I didn't know you were trying to join. I could not hear you. I don't know if you saw that I hit you up. I could not hear your audio. So apologize for that. Next time you get your audio right, just come hop on. You can hit the link. Come on. She says, stop trying to match their pace every game. Yeah,
that's what I was saying before. Yeah.
You can't play that way against them. The Knicks have to be who they are. You know what I'm saying? They got to be who they are. In game 1, they were who they were until they fucking gagged it at the free throw line at the end of the game. Halliburton's lucky, shot that hit that hit all 4 corners of the hoop that went in. Yeah. Ever since then, the Knicks have been kind of trying to keep pace with them, and it's bit them. That's not who they are. They got to play their game, half court, and defend and score. They have mismatches all over the court. They cannot afford to trade baskets with this team. They have to find a way to get stops, man, and that's the point. And when the Pacers get going like that and they're hitting their threes and shit like that, they're tough to beat.
When they get hot, it's a wrap. Yeah, when they get hot.
Especially when you get in foul trouble and shit, which is a story for another day. But, that's the issue. That they have to stop fouling so much at the wrong time and turning the ball over. That was what they did them in tonight was, number one, Halliburton was the best player on the court tonight. He was. I can't stand that pencil neck fucking geek, but you know what I'm saying? That fucking wannabe Reggie Miller. Tonight was his night. I don't know it was because his father was allowed back in the building.
His father was in the suite. Yeah.
They took the ankle monitor off the guy and got him back in the building, and he showed his ass tonight. I don't know what that. Yeah. I don't know what that was about.
Took him off house arrest.
Yeah. I don't know what that was about, but you got to give credit where credit is due. Halliburton was the best player on the court tonight. He was the best player on the court tonight, and that's the turning point of the game for me.
Yeah.
The third quarter turnovers, and Halliburton dominated with a triple-double. I mean, he was hitting everything. He was hitting every shot. He got everything he wanted. He controlled the game. I mean, quite frankly, he outplayed Brunson tonight. Got to give it to him. You know, he was the best player on the court. You know, and you know, it is what it is. The Knicks have to do a better job slowing him down next game. Like I said, I don't know whether it was his father was in the house and he showed his ass tonight. You know, he showed his ass tonight and he played a great game tonight, and he was the best player on the court. What do you think?
So I want to pose a question to you, George.
Yeah, sure.
Do you think like Brunson was doing a bit too much to try to take over, and it cost us a little bit? Do you think that?
I don't know. Like we was chatting, I don't know if he did enough to take over. I felt like he deferred a lot in the fourth quarter. You know, trying to get guys involved more, and which is what. Listen, when guys are hitting shots, I don't mind that at all. We all want that, but I just think that the way the way the game was going and how we just couldn't get stops, I want to go down swinging with my best player. I want to go down swinging with him, shooting the rock. He only took 19 shots tonight, bro. He only took 19 shots, and he shot only 9 of 19. You know, I'm willing to bet he didn't take many shots in that fourth quarter. You know, I just didn't see him take a lot of shots. I mean,
but my opinion,
I think snap for me real quick on in the chat or watching the show. I would appreciate y'all put that up. But I really feel like he did not take a lot of shots in that fourth quarter. It almost felt like he didn't take more than 1 or 2 shots. It was crazy. We were running plays for Mikal Bridges in critical possessions. And I'm like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Mikal hit some quality threes to keep us within striking distance in the fourth quarter, early in the fourth quarter. But, you know, I want to make him play.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, that's a little weird. It's a little weird.
You know, like, do I really want to do that in critical possessions where we need every bucket we can get? I don't want to see that. I want to see my guys go down swinging with my best guys. Cat was taking shots, but he hurt his knee.
He was hurt. Yeah.
You know, he hurt his knee, you know, and you know, he was getting to the line. The team got to the line tonight as a team, especially. You know, OG was taking some shots. He kept us in it, but I just felt like Brunson was not aggressive enough for me in the fourth quarter in money time. I mean, that's his time. That's Captain Clutch time, man.
That's his.
You know, that's why what makes him a superstar to me. You know, and we just didn't get that tonight, man.
I just hope he will. I mean, I wish he could have done a little more, like in the fourth quarter, like you said. Like that's his.
Right.
His playing time. That's his. I call it that's his go-to time, basically. You know, that's his crunch time. Fourth quarter. Right. 2 minutes left in the game. Gotta give it to 11, baby.
Yeah.
It's unfortunately it's unfortunate that he wasn't, you know, around to doing it.
Yeah. You know, and Danny, it's not like they were like doubling him and making him forced to come off the ball and give it up. They were running plays, having Brunson, you know, defer a little bit. I don't know what that was about. I don't know whether it was the game plan or it was just Brunson decided that's the way he wanted to attack the pace of defense. But I mean, I was upset.
You think he was upset? You think he was upset they had to defer a little bit? I can see it in his face.
Yeah,
I can see it in his face.
Yeah, he didn't look. I don't know whether it was, you know,
his demeanor was telling me he didn't like that. He wasn't too fond of that.
I'm just not sure whether that demeanor was his facial expression was more of disappointment of that dudes weren't making the shots when he was giving them the ball, or was just that he had to do that. I don't, because of the coach. I don't know that we're probably never going to find that out.
For sure,
unless somebody else in the locker room brings that up. You know, I don't know if anyone if in the media went to Bridges tonight and asked what was going on, or you know, or asked Brunson. But Brunson's not gonna throw Tibbs under the bus. That's not who he is. He's not.
No, that's not who he is for sure.
So I don't know if we're ever gonna find that out. We might find that out later on.
Maybe in the offseason.
Yeah, that to me looked like that's not what I'm used to. Like Brunson, that is.
No, we know. We all know that's not. We all know.
Yeah, bro.
That was shocking. That was shocking.
That's Captain Clutch. I mean, he's the clutch player of the year for a reason, and you don't. you don't take shots down the stretch of critical possessions. That's I don't know. I kind of was scratching my head on that, man.
Me too. Yep.
She says, great series. I will say that though, best series of the season. Yeah. This has been a very.
It was a gunfight tonight. Yeah.
It's been a very competitive series between these two teams. It should be 2-2, but the facts are the facts. It's not because of what the Knicks did not do in their game one stretch down the stretch of that game. You know, I wish we could get that game back, man. I really do, man. Those free throws late with, you know, it is what it is. They put themselves in this hole, so they're going to have to fight out. And I still believe they can do it. It's not going to be easy. Is it likely they're going to do it? No, of course not. The odds are always going to say when you're down 3-1, no matter who you are, it's not likely. But it's not impossible. And the Knicks have to go one game at a time. And it starts game 5 Thursday. They got to play it one game at a time. Each game tells its own story. I always say that. So they got to treat game 5 as this is a new chapter. Let's go. That's just it. Go to MSG, ride your home crowd, play crisp basketball, play up to who you are, and get a win.
Play angry Knicks basketball. That's what I mean.
Play angry, play focused. And be mad at yourselves that, hey, this is not 2-2 because of what we didn't do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Reed says, I don't like how certain Knicks fans have acted this series, though. A lot of complaining and crying and conspiracy theories that they weren't doing when they were winning. Not all, but a decent amount. I mean, listen, I don't know what conspiracy theory there is. I mean, listen.
I was trying to
the officiating's been inconsistent.
Maybe that's what he means.
About it.
Yeah.
Maybe he's saying maybe that's what she elaborate on that if you could. Because I mean, there's always delusional fans in every fan base. It don't matter. There's always but there's plenty in every fan base. But I'll say
the refs were definitely brought up.
I mean, they've been inconsistent. You know, you can't get around that. The Knicks have had the edge with free throws, but there's been some inconsistencies, I would say, on both sides. Tonight, you know, they shot a lot of free throws tonight. So it's not that they're not getting to the line. It's just certain plays, you just scratch your head like, what the hell how did they miss that? Or my whole thing is I don't like how they're inconsistent with marginal contact fouls. That's what I don't like.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
My thing is this. If you're going to call marginal contact fouls on Cat and Brunson because they don't have the reputation as good defensive players, then I need y'all to call those marginal contact fouls for Brunson and Cat when there's things are happening to them when they're attacking offensively. That's all I ask.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? That's all. If you're not going to be consistent with it, then don't call it. That's all. Now, the Knicks got to the line tonight, including Brunson and Cat. So I can't argue that they didn't get free throw attempts. But there was key plays that were missed, you know, and I just find that annoying. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look at the box score. Let's look at the box score. First of all, the Knicks had more free throw attempts than the Pacers. They had 39. Okay, so they were 33 or 39. That's a pretty good percentage, you know, when you shoot 39 attempts. Hey, even Mitch hit 2. How about that? You know,
Mitch hit 2 of them. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, 2 for 2. Now we go to the free throw line. Brunson got 12 attempts. I felt like he could have had more than that. The way he was getting,
he could have had more. Oh yeah,
but they didn't do that. The marginal contact stuff, it was inconsistent. Cat, you know, he only had 9 free throw attempts. You cannot tell me that this man could only have gotten under 10 free throw attempts the way he was getting rocked over there. But that's
how they treat Cat, though. That's how they treat Cat.
That's how they treat him. You know, they treat him. And you know, OG, he gets in there. He got 9 for like free throw attempts. You cannot tell me that the way Cat is getting beat up in there, that he should have the same amount of free throw attempts as OG. I can't do that. I can't do that
because Cat gets knocked around more. You know?
Yeah, you know, and he had 15 shot attempts. So it's like, come on. OG had a good game tonight, 22 points. You know, like I said, he got to the line, hit some threes. Solid game for him. See, the issue for the Knicks was not scoring tonight. It was not the offense. The
turnovers.
issue was the turnovers,
Yeah.
and they could not stop Halliburton from doing what the hell they wanted to do. This pace of offense got going early, and they was an uphill climb tonight. And that's what they do. They wear teams down doing that to them. And tonight was their night. Tonight was their night.
Yes, it is.
And again, we're going to be kicking ourselves for that game one because instead of 2-2, going back to the Garden, just say, all right, Pacers night, they got it done. Let's win the 2 out of the next 3. Now they have to win 3 straight, and that's going to be a tall order. Can it happen? Yes, it can. But it's not going to be easy, and the odds are not in their favor.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
My pops is on the line checking in. Salute to my pops. They are taking advantage of our switching on defense. They kept manipulating the matchups. They made Cat switch to Halliburton and leaves Brunson or Hart or OG on Siakam, and we're getting torched. You know, that's what teams do to us. You know, they seek out Cat, they seek out Brunson with actions all the time. You know, they run action to get those switches in their favor, and when the refs are calling marginal contact, it puts our guys, our 2 best offensive players, in the grinder because now they don't know whether they can be aggressive or not because and stuff like that. And we all know Cat is not a great defender. We know that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, off reputation, I feel like just over reputation of him not being a strong defender, they seek fouls on him, you know, and that's unfortunate. But we all know it. Cat doesn't help himself either with the stupid 1 or 2 fouls.
Yeah, it's always like that. Yeah, always like
you know, he gets frustrated and he does a bad foul. You know, and it hurts the team when he does that. But most of the time he's able to shake it off. But tonight was not the night for it. You know, and that's what it is.
You think they're gonna put the same lineup the next game, or they're gonna put Josh Hart back in the starting lineup?
That's a good question. I could actually. I think they're going to stick with the same lineup because they've only tried it 2 games and they're 1-1 in those games. However, would it shock me that he goes back to it?
I would put him back in there, man.
I wouldn't. It wouldn't shock me. I don't think Hart has played up to his impactful potential, is what I want to call it. His impactful potential in these in the last game he
just because it's a do or die, just because it's a do or die game, I would put Hart back in there. Just my opinion.
It's a discussion because honestly I think Mitch didn't have an impact tonight. I do understand that because I thought Mitch's impact really wasn't what it was the first 3 games of this series. I don't think he had a big impact tonight. I don't know what the plus minuses are going to say, but the eye test for me, he didn't make a big impact. It seemed like Carlisle, and again, this is great coach. This is why Rick Carlisle's a great coach, you know, and this is why Tibbs always has to be ready for the counter. He made a chess move by having Mitch start, and it worked out the last game. Carlisle saw that, and he made a chess move on his own this time tonight. He made it to where Turner concentrated on moving him a lot, so that way he does not make an impact. In the sense of there was a lot of times where I'm seeing Turner not even worry about getting rebounds. He was just wanted to face guard Robinson plenty of times tonight, just so Robinson couldn't have a chance to make those impactful rebounds. Now in the third quarter, Mitch started getting those offensive rebounds, but I just feel like his impact tonight was not there, especially defensively. I mean, it just wasn't.
Yeah, they really just shut him down tonight, basically.
Yeah, no question about it. Eric checking in. Says way too many turnovers tonight. Turnovers early hurt. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Yeah. That's the issue, man. The turnovers, and it was every time we were within 5 or 6.
They would make these stupid passes, bro.
Yeah, man.
Like
and
stupid passes.
Josh Hart, man, I got to call out my guy. I got to call him out. Josh Hart, I thought, played a terrible game with turnovers tonight. I mean, there was so many possessions, and I'm just like, you could tell he was trying to force things. It was almost like he was like, okay, I'm in the game. I got to make sure that I make some kind of an impact. So I'm trying to thread the needle on passes, on fast breaks. It was brutal. Brutal. I mean, I think he had 5 or 6 turnovers tonight, and it was bad, bro.
It was like a freaking, you trying to pull your hair out, man, watching Josh Hart play tonight.
Yeah, man. It was almost like he was just pressing, like, I got to do something here to impact the game because I'm coming off the bench now.
And that's what I think, bro. It's so uncomfortable for him to come off the bench. It's not like him to come off the bench.
Yeah. He hasn't done it all
It's
year.
not in this element. Yeah.
Yeah. And you credit Josh Hart. You credit Josh Hart for,
he volunteered. He said, I'll do it.
Yeah. Because obviously, he saw what we all saw. The double big lineup was needed to just change what was going on, what Carlisle was doing to us in his first 3 games. And it worked in the last game.
Mm-hmm.
And it also came out that he actually suggested this in the Boston series. So this was something that he's been telling Tibbs, hey, man, we need to try this or whatever. And Tibbs said, okay, fine, let's do it. And it worked last game. Didn't work out tonight. Did not work out tonight. And every time, Hart we get a rebound, we get a solid defensive. We find the rare defensive stops that we did get tonight. It seemed like when Hart was just trying to force things and just a terrible turnover. Every time, man. Every time. And it cost the Knicks. And against this team, you can't do that and expect to always
not against the Pacers, man. You gotta take an advantage. Don't make any mistakes. Don't make any unnecessary passes. They gotta stop being fancy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Stop with this fancy shit. Stop with this fancy shit. It's the Pacers. Stop playing around. Be serious. You're down in the series. Now you're even down more. So you got to get it together. Stop with this fancy shit. I'm tired of it. I'm sorry.
Don't try to be who they are. That's not who you guys are. Play your game. Do what we do. Play Knick basketball. Don't try to match what they're doing. And I hate to agree with this freaking POS piece of shit, Reggie Miller and Stan Van Gundy, the Knick hater coalition.
They're already on fire tonight. They were on fire tonight.
I hate agreeing with them, Danny, but they were absolutely right. We were trying to play their game tonight. That's not who we are. That's not who we are. We had to play our game. When we won the game we won last game, we made them play our style. Okay? Yeah. And Carlisle talked about that, hey, man, the Knicks, they did a good job of stopping our fast breaks and making us play their game and have courts, and it cost us. So you knew Carlisle was going to say, hey, run every time, and it cost us tonight. It cost us. We have to understand who we are as a team. You know what I'm saying? We fight and grind and score and rebound. That's who we are. And we keep the games close into the fourth quarter, and then we have Captain Clutch, Towns, and this team take us home. That's who we are. Half-court offense, not running every minute and trying to they ran and got a bucket on transition. Let's go transition.
Let's do it again. Let's get another one. Yeah, quick. No.
Yeah, that's not who we are. That's not who we are. A matter of fact, we were one of the least amount of pace teams in the league this year. That's not who we are, man. It's just
you can notice that every time they scored a basket, they were trying to get a quick possession.
No doubt.
It caused a turnover, another turnover, out of bounce ball, some shit like that. It'll be
Hart was brutal
it.
tonight with that, man. He was brutal, man. Brutal tonight.
It was hard to see, man. It was hard to see.
It was a tough game. I mean, look at the turnovers tonight. Let's just take a quick look.
Let's do that.
Stat wise, so Brunson had 3 turnovers. They were 2 of them in the first half. Towns had 2, 1 on an offensive foul. So we'll leave that. Anunoby had 5 turnovers. 5 turnovers. A couple of them I questioned because I felt like he got hacked, but whatever. He didn't. It counts on the stat sheet. 5 turnovers.
Right.
Bridges had 4 turnovers. That's another thing. Bridges, like I'm gonna need you to, when it's a 1-on-3 fast break, you not try to pull a fadeaway jump shot.
Did you? I was gonna bring that up for you, bro. I was like,
do it, bro.
When I saw that Brunson pass to him, just go up with it. Go to a simple layup. Get fouled. Don't dribble back around and do a fadeaway.
Yeah, and then forcing passes, trying to over. I thought we overpassed tonight. I think we were overpassing tonight, bro. There was plenty of turnovers where we're just overpassing instead of guys getting a quality look and just say, all right, take the shot. No, everyone wants to make the extra pass, and they were ready for it in the passing lanes. I mean, it was too much of that. Overpassing. There was even a sequence with Deuce. Do you remember the play when Deuce had an open three? He puts a fake up and then passes it out to Hart in the corner turnover. I'm like,
even Josh Hart had a 3-pointer. He didn't go for it.
Yeah. Brutal. Brutal tonight.
I don't understand, bro. If you got the open shot, take it.
Take them.
Be aggressive.
They're there. Take them. That's what you got to do. Again, Josh Hart, he led us in turnovers tonight. He led us in turnovers. I mean,
how many did he have?
5. And one of them was also, it could have been a 6, but I think they kind of did an overturn or something or whatever, and they got the ball. So it could have been 6. But man. 5 turnovers, bro. Brutal. You can't have those things, man. You can't have that when you're in a nip and tuck game like this, and you're basically fighting uphill the entire night. The Knicks had a 2-point lead as the only lead they had tonight. It was the
only one. Yeah, that's it.
Not gonna get it done, man. Not gonna get it done. She says, y'all let Howland Nerton become king of New York. Hate that for my city. Oh man. Yeah, because of some bullshit ass shot in game 1, whatever. Tonight was his
the
night.
rim loves him. The rim loves him.
I mean, that ugly ass shot bouncing around. I'll say this: tonight was his night. Gotta give respect where it's due. Tonight was his night. He was the best player on the court. He dominated the game. I mean, his numbers were great.
What do you have, 35 points or some shit like that?
35, 32 points, 15 assists, 12 rebounds. I mean, he was 5 of 12 from 3. So he had 5 3-pointers. That's another thing. He got hot from 3, and that's the end result. But I just thought he dominated the game. This was his night. He had a great game tonight, and he was the factor. He was the reason why we won. So it is what it is. It makes me sick that this pencil neck geek is gonna run around and fucking act like he's Reggie Miller. It's annoying because he couldn't.
No, it is annoying.
He couldn't shine
from the fucking logo.
Yeah. It's ridiculous, but hey, it's his night. Like I said, I think he probably turned up because his dad took the ankle bracelet off and got back in the building. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't even know the gifs of that. They banned them for crap he did with Antetokounmpo. They banned him for last round. Of course, he got locked up in the last game, so they said, you know what, let's bring Daddy back. So it's whatever.
Let's put him in the suite real quick.
Yeah, it's whatever. So, hey, maybe he turned up because of that. I don't know, but it was his night tonight. T checks in.
What up, baby?
What's up, T? Tough one tonight, man. Win game 5. That's it. That's all that matters at this point.
One game at a time now.
It's one game at a time, one possession, one game at a time. Win game 5. You win game 5, and you know what? Then all of a sudden, guess what? Doubt starts to creep. Oh, man, we better win game 6 in our building. And you know what? I like the Knicks' chances in a game 6 on the road because they've been really good on the road in this playoffs, okay? They've been road warriors. They have a 6-2 record on the road in this playoff run that they're having, and actually a better record of all places than Madison Square Garden. Again, it scratches my head, but it is what it is. You win tomorrow, Thursday, I should say, in game 5, take it back to Indianapolis, see what happens from there. That's where you got to go. The objective is to get it to game 6 so you can have an opportunity to come back for a game 7 in MSG. That's all you got to do.
I'm hoping Cat plays because of his knee.
I'm worried about that. I got some concerns about that. Yeah. I'm going to talk about that in a second. That is my main concern about this game. Not that we just lost, but Cat. He had a good game tonight, 24-12, but he injured his knee in that fourth quarter, and it did not look good. And if you've been watching the Knicks all season, and not watching highlights or not, kind of like watching when you feel like it or when you have time, Cat has been playing with a knee injury the entire season, and
it's been playing hurt for sure.
He's had a finger injury on his hand or whatever, a fracture or whatever, but that knee injury, he's been playing with it the entire season. He's had some rest games because of it. And now that, banging knees, who was it that he banged knees with? Was it
it was with
Smith or was it Mathurin? I don't remember who it was.
That was one of them. I think it was Mathurin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was Mathurin.
Yeah, so the bangs it. Oh, matter of fact, it was Naismith. Okay, so it was Naismith.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was Naismith. So they banged knees. He went down in a heap, holding that thing. He came back in the game. He came back in the game. Appreciate the toughness. He came back in the game, but you could see he couldn't move. He was, and we
I don't understand why Tibbs didn't take him out. Tibbs should have took him out.
Yeah, he should have took him out. I mean, like, you can't risk that. I mean, the game was really. It was
out of reach.
It was pretty much taking a miracle to try to get that one. He should have took him out, but I don't know if Cat insisted going back in the game. Could have been that because he kind of checked himself in, but Tibbs did take him out, and you could see he just wasn't moving well at all. And we know how slow-footed he is, but you could see he's at the free throw line holding his leg. I mean. I have some concerns about that. So we'll see how things go. I would imagine he'll be on the injury report. Knicks haven't had any injuries to report on this injury report. Basically, the entire it's probably since the first round. So
we got to keep a close eye on that then.
Absolutely, absolutely. We have to keep a close eye on that. So we'll see how it go, man. But major concern with Cat. With that injury, so I hope he's okay. I did not see the presser yet.
We're just on now, and they played it now just now.
Okay. So I guess I'll check it out later. Very, very going to be very interesting to see if he's going to be able to.
He just said he said he's sore. That's what he said.
Soreness.
He's sore.
Yeah, basically what he said all year about that knee. He's not going to say anything. But let's see if he plays. I would imagine if he's able to play, he will go. But it bears monitoring what we do with that. No doubt about it.
For sure.
No doubt about it.
Oh man, George, man, what life with the Knicks, man, bro? It's frustrating.
Listen, it ain't never easy, man.
It's not for the week, baby. It's not for the week.
No, it's not. It is not the life for the week. You are so right about that. Eric says we ran a lot of plays for Bridges down the stretch.
Like you said that, yeah.
I don't understand it. I mean, no disrespect to Bridges. I'm happy what he's done for this team. He has been a big part of where we're at right now. But I don't get that. I just don't get that. I don't understand why we are running plays in critical possessions down the stretch without Brunson taking shots. I don't get it. I guarantee you Brunson did not take a shot within the last 5 minutes of that game. And I have a big problem with that. I want to know. Somebody's got to tell me why that happened.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. And it wasn't because of what they were doing defensively. They were not doubling and getting him to get the ball out of his hands. That looked like they were running plays to get Bridges free on looks, and I don't understand that. I even saw OG getting the ball, and to his credit, he got buckets, but they were going to OG, and I don't know what that was about. I don't understand that. Again, I want to go down swinging with my best plays. If we go down, swinging with our best. You know what I'm saying? If I'm a right-handed boxer, I'm not going to be looking to swing as a southpaw when I'm going down for the count. I'm going to swing with my best shot. That's what I wanted tonight, bro. So I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, that was kind of strange. That was very strange.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. She says, I said something about a fucking magnet in the rim, bro. I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Wait. I sent something about a fucking magnet in the rim, bro. I see what you're saying. Oh, so you're saying that's what those delusional kind of fans were telling y'all. Oh, telling you. Okay. About the man. He must have been trolling, bro. But I tell you what, the way that ball bounced around in that fucking game, in that first game, bro, that was some fucking witchcraft. I don't know what the fuck that.
It was some voodoo or something, yeah.
That shit bounced around like 4 times, and it just went in. It's just the basketball guys did not shine on the Knicks on that shot. I will continue to say that. And the angry, there was one camera shot that I saw from the backboard, camera. The shit took the weirdest bounce off the back iron rim and went up.
I never saw that view.
Bro, you got to see that. Somebody, it's on Twitter. Somebody got a shot of it from the camera of the backboard, bro.
Right.
On the backboard side. The ball hits the rim frontwards, caroms up, bounces on the back iron, and it high in the air and dropped in. I said, what the fuck kind of witchcraft is that?
Oh my
God. Somebody put a bruja on the fucking ball, bro. What happened?
It was Reggie. Reggie did all that. That was Reggie's fault.
Oh my God, bro. The basketball guys just did not shine down on that shot. And it just
man.
If we would have just made our free throws, that shot wouldn't even have mattered, but it did. You know.
So here comes the $1 million. So George, here comes the $1 million question. If we end up getting eliminated, right? Does Tibbs let go?
Man, shit. I honestly don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think that this regime, it's two things. I don't think it's gonna happen because first of all, they got to the Eastern Conference Final. This is the first time since '99 they did it. They didn't get swept. That's a big factor as well. Game 1 was on the players. That wasn't on Tibbs. I didn't like what he did game 2. I'll tell you that shit. That shit about sitting Towns pissed me the fuck off.
Yo, no, that was yeah.
I'm still irritated about that bullshit of sitting Towns when we couldn't score a bucket trailing in a game for the last 7 minutes of a game. That pissed me the hell off. But
same here.
Nevertheless, the bottom line is the players let themselves down by not converting and blowing that game on game 1. That was on the players. So now they're in the series. Not over yet. It's not over yet, but they put themselves in this problem. And if they do go on to lose this series, they got to go back to that game as why they lost it. You know what I'm saying? Because right now it should be 2-2, and it's not. It's not. That's the bottom line, and that's on the players. That's on the players. So I don't think – now, we go out there and get smacked by 30 tomorrow on Thursday.
That's going to be he's going to be the conversation. That's the
conversation again. I'll say it's a conversation again. That I'll say. They cannot get beat like that. That I'll say. They can't go out with a whimper. They can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. Okay. We'll see how it goes. But I don't think Tibbs is going anywhere. I think he's going to stay for at least another year. I don't see it. Only because of where we got to.
And does this team stay together the way it is?
Well, that is the next question. I think that is a question that is more that right there is more of the real question of the offseason.
Yeah.
How do they improve? Do they feel like Antetokounmpo is somebody they want or something like that? Obviously, that's going to be difficult, but I don't see that happening. I think more likely what's going to happen is they're going to concentrate on tooling the bench. That I think.
I was going to say that. Yeah, improve the bench. Yeah, pretty much.
The bench is getting improved. That is an automatic. That's not even. I'm not even worrying about that. They are going to. They know where the weaknesses of the team has been the whole entire season, based on the trajectory and timeline of when they made the cat trade. They made it 2 days before training camp, so all best players all the best players in free agency signed already. It was already open. Yeah. So the timing of that was the reason why the bench was not addressed. That's why they picked up like guys like Campaign and shit like that, because they didn't have the reason. Yeah. Let me. Yeah. You know what? It's been a minute. Yeah, him. That guy.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, guys like Shamit, you know, those guys who you're kind of, you know.
I want to keep Shamit. I want to keep
No,
Shamit.
I actually
I like Shamit.
Shamit is actually I think Shamit, I mean, I wasn't a big fan of him all year. Now, I have to say, I'll say Shamit has really turned it around in the second half of the season. Maybe because of that shoulder injury, he had that surgery, and early in training camp kind of messed him up. Maybe that was why he struggled so badly for most of the season. But you saw when Brunson went out with injury, he got healthy, Shamit, and he was contributing. And he had a big part in game one, and in the last game, I should say, with a contribution for the win. Yeah. And, you know, he hit a 3 tonight. He didn't do bad when he was in the game.
But even DeLon Wright got a 3-pointer tonight.
DeLon Wright, I think, has really been, because he's been a good pickup lately.
He's a pesky defender. I love it. I love it.
He brings energy defensively. That's what I like. And he knows his role. You know what I'm saying? He knows his role.
He's not going to be the scorer. He's not going to be. He knows that.
He doesn't look to. No, he doesn't look to. He doesn't look to score. And he goes out there and he's just trying to make plays for the team. And I like that about him. I do. I like that about him. Something that you know, I think the Knicks have to look at going forward, if they do keep him next year, or they look for players in that kind of caliber for the bench, because, you know, they know the weakness of the team, bro. It's the bench. That's been the weakness all year. And with that said, because of the talent they influx in the roster, they still were a third seed and won 51 games this year. So they know where the deficiencies are at, and I expect them this summer they're going to address it.
None of the starters will be moved. No big moves in the starting lineup at all.
I don't think so. I wouldn't rule it out though. One thing about Leon
really?
Rose,
you don't think so?
I won't rule it out. I'm not saying it'll happen. I would say 15% chance as of today.
Okay.
That Leon Rose will look to shake the starting lineup up.
Leon Rose always up to something.
He's
always up to something.
Yeah. He always keeps his eye out. You know, I do know they were long rumored to be interested in Giannis years ago, but I don't know if it's able to be done now. I think that will have that. I don't think they're going after Durant. I don't want Durant. I do not want nothing.
No, you know what?
With Kevin Durant, I am not trading Cat for Kevin Durant. Hell.
And you know what? Dude? George, I don't think Coach Tibbs will be the right coach for Kevin at all.
Yeah.
He will burn him out.
Durant,
at his age? Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, first of all, he had his fucking chance. He had his chance.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? He had his chance. He didn't want it. He wanted to go hide in bum-ass Brooklyn, and it cost him. He saw that shit wasn't working, and then the first thing he saw when he didn't like how things are going, get me out of here. He wanted to go to Phoenix. I ain't got time for that. Now he's on the other end of the age cycle now. So he's only got maybe, 2 years max?
I want no parts.
Yeah, 2 years max of all-star play. I don't want none of that. I want nothing to do with Kevin Durant if I got to give up Towns for him. No chance.
No.
None. Keep Kevin Durant away from the Garden. He had his shot. He didn't want it. Don't come here now when you see now we're one of the elite teams in the league. No. Stay your ass out there.
No, don't kiss our ass now.
Yeah. Go find some other sucker. No. It's you know what it is to me? What it feels like, and I'm gonna get to this comment with Cliff. What it feels like to me is, you know, when you're in school and you know the hot girl, the bad bitch that you knew was out of your league, right? You wanted her, you know you could treat her right. You know that if she gave you a shot, it'll work. But she ain't look at you like that because she wanted the diesel athlete motherfucker who had the money, or you know the local drug dealer.
She wanted to jock the football player.
Yeah, you know, she wanted the top football player that she knew was going to get that scholarship to go play professional football.
There you go.
And
yeah,
she, you know, or you know the neighborhood drug dealer kid that was racking up and getting that bread, you know, with the chains, you know, and the
Mercedes Benz.
Yeah, that was pulling up at lunchtime with the Sadies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
So you try to go attempt to deal with her, and she turned you down for prom, and she said, "Nah, I'm good. Fuck out of here." So now you see her 5 years later. Guess what? She's got 3 kids, two different baby fathers, no job, no money, and now all of a sudden she see you successful, and she's like, "Yo, what's up with me and you? Fuck out of here."
That's a
Get out
perfect.
of
That's
here.
a perfect analogy. Perfect analogy.
No, want nothing to do with them. Keep them away from Madison Square Garden, bro. Cliff says,
Corey, he might come back to Brooklyn. You never know, Corey.
yeah, maybe he'll go back to Brooklyn where he can hide again.
Maybe.
Yeah. Let him hold. Yeah, they'll probably trade two of the Bridges picks.
They got the picks. They got the picks, so hey.
Got your picks. Go trade for them, right? Cliff says, what do you think would be the best strategy to slow them down? Because we cannot run and gun with this team, and they are dictating the flow of the game.
It's a good question. Yeah.
That's a good question. I think basically you have to do what they did in game 3, bro. They gotta defend, they gotta push them out to the 3-point line, make them take tough shots. Stay out of foul trouble is the first thing they gotta do. Stay out of foul trouble. Mitch has to have an impact on the game with rim protection. That's what they have to do as well. And again, they have to stop trying to match their pace. That is not who the Knicks are.
It's never gonna work.
That way.
It's never gonna work. It's never gonna work.
You can't. You gotta stop trying to do that, because what you're doing is you're burning energy on that end and playing a way you're not used to playing. And then guess what? Now you're lacking defensively, because you got to get out on transition defense. Number one thing is your job. So now you want to run and gun with them back down the court? Why? Why? Why do that? No, attack the paint. That is who we are. We have gotten to the line a lot in this series, especially the last 2 games, I would say. The last 2 games, we have really gotten to the line. Okay, we got 39 attempts tonight and 40 the last game. Okay, that's how we got to play.
Attack the rim. Attack the rim.
Attack the rim. Go to Cat. And I keep saying that we don't go to. It still feels like we don't feature Cat enough. I still feel that way. We don't feature Cat enough to me. But we got to do that. We got to go to Cat. Sometimes I want to run the offense through Cat at times during the game. Not the entire game. We don't have to do that. We know it's Brunson's time and his team, but there's times in the game where we should be going through Cat, man. And now
I want to see Cat more in the post, man.
And he has been, bro. He's been doing that. He's been going to the rim. He's been posting up. How many 3-point shot attempts he had tonight? Let me look at that, because I'm telling you, he didn't have a lot. He didn't have a lot. Let's see what
I don't think he threw up that many tonight.
He only took 2 threes, 2 3-point attempts tonight, but he took 15 shots. That's not enough. That's not enough. He had only 2 3-point attempts tonight. He had 1 or 2, but he lived in the paint, and he was in the post a lot tonight. But he only got 15 attempts. That's not enough. That's not. I mean, OG Anunoby should not be taking more shots than Cat. I'm sorry. Bridges should not have the same amount of shot attempts as him.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
Just my opinion. I need to see more of that. But I think that's what we have to do. We got to get them in the half court game, and we have to concentrate on rebounding. That is who we are. The rebounding edge has been mostly us. The funny thing is, the only time
how many we got tonight?
We out rebounded them tonight 44-33. And that's because they take a lot of jump shots. That's who they are.
Yeah.
That's our advantage. Our advantage in this series is Cat and rebounding. That's our advantage. And clutch as usual, clutch Brunson. But I feel like that's who we have to play. And the turnovers gotta stop. We gotta stop the turnovers, man. We gotta stop the turnovers. That was a big part of why we lost tonight. But yeah, we gotta be who we are, Cliff. We got to stop trying to match what they're doing. That's not who the Knicks are. And that's basically how we're going to get back in this series. Because the funny thing, the ironic thing is, the 2 games that we looked the best at was game 1 for 46 minutes, and we didn't close in the last 2, which sucked. Mm-hmm. But we basically built a 12, 14-point lead. And that with 2 minutes left, you got to win that game. That we made them play our way. And we basically had our way in that game. We just didn't finish. Game 3, we made them in the second half play our game. They struggled with that. When they got to play half-court offense, the Pacers struggle, man. They struggle. They want to run.
Big time.
They want to run. They want to run. They want to seek out mismatches in transition. They want to get you in bad spots where you got guys out of position and having to guard guys that they're not supposed to be guarding. And when that happens, it sets the defense in flux. Now everybody's switching, trying to get back right, and we're all in chaos, and then they hit threes. That's what they want to do. We got to stop doing that. Eric says Josh was forced to hella pass. He had 4 turnovers in the first half that killed every run. Yes. Thank you, Eric, for bringing that up. That's what I saw. Every time he was just, it seemed like he was trying to force shit, Danny. He was trying to force shit like, oh, I'm off the bench now. I got to make an impact. Let me try to do some crazy passes.
Let me do something crazy. No, let me impress my coach. No.
Instead of just saying, yo, man,
I'm down.
No matter who's on the court with me, I got to keep playing the way I play as a starter. That's how Hart has to play.
His mentality is changing.
Josh, you don't have to dominate crazy in every trip down the court. Just play the game the way you are playing it. No matter who's out there, you let the game come to you. That's who you are, and you rebound. He didn't do that tonight. He forced too much, man. Too much. Yes. TP Way the Giant. What's goody, TP?
What's good, Brody?
What's goody, my brother? Disappointing performance tonight. A lot of self-inflicted wounds. Shaking my head.
You got that right.
Hell yeah. They were killing me with a lot of their shot selections tonight, too. Yeah. You know, it was
very questionable.
A lot of, questionable, especially in the fourth quarter. It was just like, why are we shooting? Why are we running plays? I'm going to keep saying, why are we running plays for Bridges? That's not why we got Bridges here. That's not what we got him here for. That. Not for that. Nah. Not to call timeouts or dead ball timeouts and we'll say, yo, let's run a play and we can screen Bridges and get off a shot. Nah. We're like 4 on the shot clock. Nah. No, that's not what we're trying to do.
We're supposed to get Cat involved in that. Not
him. Yeah. Like, I can understand if, like, McCall is on fire and he's, like, hit 6 in a row or something, but that's not what he was doing tonight. Now, he was efficient tonight, statistically, but in the gotta have it possessions, he didn't have it. He didn't. And that's a problem. I need Brunson or Cat taking those shots, man. Especially late in those critical possession times, man. I need that. Didn't get it tonight. Did not get it. Corey says y'all got to stop doing watch parties 9 times out of 10.
Here we go.
Y'all leave disappointed and it's crazy.
Here we go.
Listen, man, everybody does watch parties nowadays. And
how many watch parties
do the
Nets have?
You just talking to talk at this point.
How many watch parties do the Nets have? Yo, I want to know.
Man, yeah, they got watch parties, bro. They've been watching at home. They've been watching at home.
On the couch.
Yeah, they got couch parties, bro. They got couch parties. They've been watching the entire season at home. That's their watch parties. Bro.
That's their watch party. Okay.
And most of the Net fans, they're not even around. They're in Jersey anyway, so it's whatever. They got better things to do. The watch parties are irrelevant, man. Yeah, exactly, Eric. Let them know. Tell us about the watch party in Brooklyn. Corey just talking to talk at this point. He just running his lips to talk. Like he just got to say something because he don't want to talk ball. He just want to talk troll. I get that. Just remember, y'all caught the fuck. Who gives a fuck about these big bro?
I know he's gonna bring the picks up.
Y'all gotta stop this. All right, y'all gotta stop this, Danny. Before you continue, y'all gotta stop this. The argument is over, bro. The argument is over. You trying to keep this all hope alive. We're in the Eastern Conference Finals, dude. We don't give a fuck about those picks. Have them. Go scout those 8th graders. Go see
get
what
KD
they have
back.
for lunch.
Go get KD back with the picks.
What are you going to do? You're going to go scout them at prom in another 2 weeks? Who gives a fuck about those picks, bro? We in the Eastern Conference Finals. We don't give a shit. That argument is over. Now, in a couple of years, you want to talk to me if all of a sudden we have seasons and it ends up being a lottery pick or a top 15 pick? Okay, fine. Then you can do that. Don't talk to me about these stupid-ass fucking role player 8th grader picks when we in the Eastern Conference Final. Have them. You can have it. The man has helped us get here. It's not like he's been along for the ride. Come on now. Enough is enough. Give it up. Give it up, Corey. Give it up.
I think
Come up with something better, bro.
I think Corey wants that old thing back.
I mean, no, you know what it is? They got nothing left. They got nothing left. And you know, Sheed, who's on the chat. I'm gonna get to his comment in a minute. He talks ball. He's a Net fan, but he talks ball. He don't be on that troll game shit.
Okay.
There's too many of these guys that we know off this live that all they want to do all season is talk about picks. No one gives a fuck about those picks. And I told y'all this all season. It's not gonna matter. If we're getting on a playoff run, do you think we give a fuck about those picks? About an 8th grader in
It's gonna be in our rearview mirror.
Right. Even if we lose this series, what is the pick? 28th, 29th, whatever. I don't even know.
Something like that.
They're closer to the second. Those picks right now are closer to the second round than they are to the lottery. You think I give a fuck, bro? Seriously, guys. Move on, Corey. Come up with something else, man. Come up with something else. I'm sure there'll be something you could come up with better than that, bro. It's over. Cliff says, let's see. Cliff says, can we at least laugh at this? Kenny Smith said that Tibbs wouldn't play 9 players in a baseball game. I saw that
when he mentioned.
I ain't going front. That shit had me chuckle a little bit when I saw him say that the other day. That was a good one. Well,
I'm glad he's playing the bench.
He's played the bench the last couple of games, and they helped. You know, they've helped. So, you know, it's a shame it took this long. But hey, they were a big part of the fact that we won the last game. They played a big part in that. And this game, they played a big part of keeping us in the game. So I'll say that.
Yes.
But again, the summer we have to address the bench this summer. And we will address it, and we have to get better players than a Shamit or a Campaign, for instance, or Delon Wright. I wouldn't mind Delon Wright or Shamit hang around. If the Campaign can go, he could walk back from Indiana for all I give a fuck.
Hey, Corey, you guys want Campaign?
Yeah, you can. Why don't you? Yeah, take Campaign, bro. Fuck it. yeah. You know, those kind of players, the Knicks are gonna have to move on from. I'm not here to say Shamit's this great player, but I'll say that for the contract we gave him and for what we have compared to Campaign, I don't mind what I've seen from him in the second half. I'll say that. I'll say that. Now, am I going to go out of my way to bring him back out in the summer? No, I'm not. No. If I can get him like on a Campaign kind of contract, like late in the offseason,
that'll be different. That's different. Yeah, that's different. Yeah.
I'll do that. But I want an upgrade, and the Knicks, I'm sure, will be looking for an upgrade. Imagine firing Tibbs after he beat the defending champs and got the Knicks the furthest they've been in almost 3 decades. Yeah, I just don't see it. I don't see it. You know, I don't see it. But you know, I'll say they better not get blown off the court on Game 5. I'll say that.
Just like you said, George, if we get blown out, then it's going to be in a conversation.
It'll be a conversation. I don't think it's a conversation at all right now. I mean, us fans, we're gonna talk like we talk, but I think realistically, like front office personnel, media, I think right now that conversation is put to bed. But if we get smart, like run off the court in Game 5 and look like we didn't even we basically tapped out, then I can see it being a talking point, and it still wouldn't even be a guarantee. I still probably wouldn't even happen. So. No, I honestly, I'll maintain that. I think he saved his job by making the Eastern Conference Finals and not getting swept.
Okay.
Because it's because of the way the series is gone. Because it's the way they lost Game 1. It was a game they had no business losing. It should be 2-2 right now, and I think that's obvious. It should be, and the players they dropped the ball. They dropped the ball in the clutch, man. That's.
But it has been a boxing fight with the Pacers though. So far.
Yeah. They just seem to always they're a pain in the ass, man. And you know, I'll say this in the offseason, and you got to give Leon Rose credit, okay? Because the strategy he came up with was the right strategy because the Celtics were the team to beat. They were the defending champions. He assembled a team. He didn't just say, I'm going to upgrade the talent on the team. He made a team to beat the Celtics because let's be honest. Nobody was talking about the Cleveland or the Pacers in this kind of a light that they have become this season. No one thought that. Everyone thought it was going to be Knicks, The top 3 teams are going to be Celtics, Knicks, Cleveland in that order. Some people said Pacers would be maybe third because they got to the Eastern Conference Finals. But let's be honest, their road to the Eastern Conference Finals last year was kind of fugazi because every round they had played an injured team. So that you give them credit for getting the job done, but teams kind of slept on them. I'll have to say they kind of slept on them. You know what I'm saying? So the top 3 were that. So they assembled. Leon Rose assembled a team to beat the champs, and they did it. They beat them in a series that no one gave the Knicks a chance to win. Okay, I did. Us diehard Knicks fans did. But let's be honest. Experts were telling us how, the Knicks are frauds all season. They can't be good teams. And what do? They went out there and they beat the champs. They eliminated
the champs. We beat the champs.
And you can't tell me about Tatum's injury, okay? Because when
that's going to be brought up. You know that's going to be. They're going to have an asterisk to that. You know what they're going to do that.
They'll try it. There'll be haters trying it. But the reality is this: when Tatum played, they were up 3-1. The injury that happened, they were going to win that game. That game was a 10-point lead late. So I don't even want to hear none of that. Okay, you give respect. The chance would have had a chance to come back, but like as I'm saying right now with this series, down 3-1, winning a series down 3-1 is unlikely. So you're not going to just say, it's because it's the Knicks, they would have lost. No, you're not telling me that. So you haters can scratch that and get that out of here. The Knicks beat the champs with their team, okay? And Leon Rose deserves credit for that. Now we're seeing this Pacer team is a team they have to deal with now going forward. They just match up with us. They give us problems. They're a pain in the neck. Some teams just match up and give teams more problems than others. The Pacers, they give the Bucks problems. They give the Knicks problems, okay? That's why they're here right now. So this series is proving that no matter what the Knicks do in the summer, they know they can beat Boston. They know they can beat Cleveland. They've done that in the past. They have to now concentrate on getting a team to beat the Pacers now.
And that's what I was going to ask you, George. Do you think now Leon Rose in the offseason will try to build a team that will match up perfectly with the Pacers?
Yeah. And I think what he knows now is the team has to get deeper on the bench. That's what it is. They have to get deeper. That's the Achilles heel of the team. The Pacers run 9-10 guys at you every night. You know, that's the key to their team. They don't have tremendous all-stars like that. All right, Halliburton is a all-star caliber player. I don't look at him like a superstar. I don't.
No, me either. I don't think so either. No.
I don't look at Siakam like a superstar. I don't look at him that way. They have a nice team that plays their way of style of ball, and Carlisle likes teams that have deep rosters. He likes deep bench. They have to get that to play this team. That's what is missing. Last year, what was missing was we couldn't match them offensively, and we had injuries. That's why we lost that series in 7.
Right.
They knew the Knicks played tough. They were better defensively last year, but they knew they needed to get better offensively to match up with teams like Boston, with teams like Indiana. That was
Indiana.
And they still went 7 with an injured team. Now, because of that trade, they lost a lot on the bench. So now they have to address that. And I pray to God we can get DiVincenzo back. I'll say it to the day I die.
And dude, that's my guy. I hope so, bro. I'm crossing my fingers, bro.
I'll say it to the day I die, bro. I'll say it to the day I die. Devo will be a Knick again. I don't know what year it will be, but as long as Brunson and Hart and Bridges on this team, he will be a Knick again, one way or the other. I hope.
Bro, I was watching the OKC and Minnesota game, and the way he was shooting those threes. Yeah. It was like it brought back so many memories.
Yes, it did.
I was like, bro, I'm like,
you just wonder, man, I would love to see that right now. You know what I mean? And to me, with that cat trade with Randall, I didn't shed not one tear for Randall. I didn't give a fuck he was gone.
DiVincenzo was the one that hurt the most.
Devo was the one that hurt because he was gonna be our 6th man coming off the bench. That was gonna be his role. That was what he was supposed to be. That was his role. He was going to cook off the bench. Remember last season, coming into the season, that was going to be his role last season before all the injuries hit and they had to move guys around. And, they moved him to the starting lineup and he prospered. But that was his role, was to be our sixth man. That's his role with their team in Minnesota. That's what he's supposed to be. And that was the one that hurt to lose. And, and a trade like that, you got to make that trade. You have to. You know what I'm saying? You 9 times out of 10, you're making that trade. You got.
Is he a free agent, or is he? We have to trade for him back.
No, he's not a free agent. He actually, this summer he's going to have 2 years left in his deal. So we'll see.
So we got to pick up the money then if we're going to want him back.
Yeah, and listen, I still think it's possible that they could find a way if they're interested in moving him, because Randall's not guaranteed to come back to that team. He's a free agent. What if he decides?
Dude, he's hurt. He's not doing nothing for freaking Anthony Edwards, bro.
And shit, do they want him back? That's another thing. Do they want Randall back? Do you really want to commit to paying him the money he's looking for? He's not taking a team-friendly deal. He's looking to get paid. That was one of the reasons why the Knicks said, "Oh no, fuck off! I'm not paying you a max deal when you're wild and consistent like that." And I got an opportunity to get Cat, an all NBA player, an all-star, younger, fit spacing better with Brunson. Yeah, hey, I make that trade 9 times out of 10. The issue is this: it's easier to replace a Devo than it is to replace a Cat. That's why you make a trade like that, and they'll look for an opportunity to either find a replacement for Devo or get him back. No doubt in my mind. So we'll see about that. Sheed also says Knicks are stuck with the roster more or less. Knicks are not getting Giannis without draft capital. Going to be tough. Yeah. The bench will y'all cap and draft situation. Might need to move off OG. Yeah, man. I don't think it's likely that we would make it. That's what I said. I don't think Giannis trade is doable.
No,
it would have to be only 2 ways this happens. Number one,
we trade Cat.
Giannis. Yeah, Cat definitely has to be in the trade because they got to match the salaries. The only way this happens is this: number one, Giannis goes nuclear and says, "I don't want to play for no one else. Send me over there. Don't send me nowhere else." Don't send me nowhere else. That's the only way that happens.
And that's gonna have a pressure on us now. Like, dude, we gotta make this shit happen now.
Yeah. Or number 2, the NBA does some crooked shit like they did for Luka Doncic and say, "Hey, we're sending you to the Lakers." That's it. That's the only way it's gonna happen, y'all. That's the only way it's gonna happen. And you know damn well, that's not happening. The NBA ain't helping the Knicks. They don't help them for shit. They ain't helped us this Ewing fucking frozen envelope. They're not doing that. They're not. They don't want to help them with the lottery. Man. They don't want to help them with shit. We know they're not doing that, bro. So honestly, it's a pipe dream. It's not 100% ruled out, but it's a pipe dream.
But George, it's crazy how the NBA really hates us, but we bring the most revenue. We're the most top selling team in the NBA.
Exactly.
Like, I don't get it, bro.
It's mind-boggling. It really is. It's mind-boggling how they are. They have their preferences. They're more or less helping the Lakers, helping the Celtics,
the Warriors,
those kind of teams. They want those teams because to be that. But yet the Knicks hold it down. When the Knicks are good, the NBA is always better. For better or worse, whether you want to hate on the Knicks or love the Knicks, it generates buzz. It generates interest when the Knicks are relevant. When they're relevant, and they hate us. They just prefer us to be, to be struggling, trying to get over obstacles. But meanwhile, the Lakers, they can make wink deals in the middle of the night and get the top players in the league whenever they feel like it. And the NBA just loves to cater to them.
That shit was hilarious, bro. I was in bed. and that shit just happened. I was like, damn.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry, Dallas. Don't worry about it. Just send Luka. Don't tell nobody. Shh. Keep it hush. Don't tell nobody because the Lakers don't have assets to fulfill that, to get a Luka Doncic that other teams are willing to offer. So we'll keep it quiet and we'll sneak it in the middle of the night when everybody is sleeping, West Coast time. You know what I mean? West
Right,
Coast time
exactly.
when everybody's asleep. Okay, so no one will know, and don't worry. I know you don't want to lose them. Don't worry. We're going to give you the number one pick with your 0.1% chance of winning the lottery. Yes, that is the bullshit the league does. It's what they
Wow,
do,
man.
man.
It's wild, bro.
And I've been calling conspiracies about the draft lottery for a long time. And people used to tell me, "Oh, you're just biased because the Knicks don't win it, and you think it's always against them." No, dude, pay attention. Just pay attention of the coincidences that go on. If you don't know, now you know. Simple as that.
It's a little off topic, but I think the NFL should do a draft lottery. What do you think?
Oh no, bro. I hate it.
You don't think so?
No. I want nothing to do with it, bro. No, and I'm gonna
You
tell
don't
you
think
why.
so?
I'm gonna tell you why, because I don't want to have these conversations about the NFL. I don't because it's gonna happen, bro. Someone's gonna do something. If you think for a second, bro, that Roger Goodell won't be grimy enough to help out somebody if it's convenient for the league, bro, don't sleep. All of these things, no, I don't want the lottery ruining one of my favorite sport. No, I don't want the lottery ruining it because you know what's going to happen, Danny. We're going to have these conversations we're having right now about the NBA, about them. Do we really want that? Such a beautiful game like that? No. I want nothing to do with the lottery. Nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. Because you know what'll happen. You know what's going to happen, bro? What's going to happen? It's going to be a team like the Giants or like the Jets or one or another bottom feeder team that's going to have a brutal, sickening year, right? And what's going to happen is they're not going to get the number one pick. They're going to get the worst record. They're going to have no number one pick. And it's going to be some team that finished ninth in the league and missed the playoffs by a game that's going to win it. And the league and the fans are going to go nuts about it. I want nothing to do with it, bro. Nothing to do with it. Conspiracy shit. It's enough conspiracies going around in the NFL.
That's true. That's true, yo. You're right.
With other subjects. Let's keep lottery out.
Yeah.
In my opinion, Eric says Wright should have been playing, no doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
He took too long to play him. He was obsessed with the campaign fucking experience. And I'll say it to the day I died. I said it on many shows we've had, bro. What was him seeing in practice that told him it was a good idea to play campaign so fucking much? What the hell was he doing in practice so great that he said, I have to have him as my backup one? I will never understand. Never.
Dude, I disagree with that, buddy.
She says Shaman is a bum. Well, listen, I mean, listen, it's debatable. I'll say that.
Yeah.
It's debatable. I can't hate on his take because honestly, I said Shaman was a bum for me for years, man. I can't say nothing yet. He got to prove it. But hey, the bum has been helping us. He's been contributing. So I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
Cliff says Knicks is 7. Your lips to God's ears, brother. Your lips to God's ears. Hey,
one game at a time now. That's it.
Hey, listen, the Knicks have to have the mindset of Knicks in 1. Get the next one.
True.
Get the next one. Get game 5. Then when you get game 5, you get you know what you do after that? Knicks in 1. Get game 6. They gotta find a way to get the first thing they gotta do. They gotta find a way to get this to game 6 in Boston, where in Indiana, where they have a great road record. They won 2 games in Boston. They won 3 games in Detroit. They won a game in freaking Indiana in game 3. They have a 6-2 road record. They have to get it there. That's where it does, man. Just one at a time. It's not impossible. It's unlikely, but it's not impossible. Teams have done it before. Okay? Teams have done it before. And what's crazy is I remember, this is what drives me nuts about this game 1 shit, because it reminds me so much. I hate to go nostalgia because there could be some people on this live watching right now and not know what I'm talking about, but depending on your age group. But back in 1995, it's carbon copy right now. The game 1 choke where fucking Reggie Miller hit the 8 points in 9 second bullshit. They choked that game away. And The Knicks fell behind 3-1 in the series. So what happened was they went to Game 5 at MSG. Ewing gets a turnaround jump shot late. They win the game. Then they got that game. They went to Game 6 in Indiana, and they kicked their ass in Indiana, and they forced the Game 7. That's how the Knicks have to do it. And of course, they lost that series because of Ewing with the stupid finger roll that rimmed out. But this is basically unreal how history can repeat itself here by Game 1 choke and then falling 3-1 down. And now the Knicks have to do the same thing. They got to find a way to get to Game 6. You get to Game 6, anything can happen. Guess what? That pressure on them now. That pressure goes on them.
Anything's possible, man.
Because they don't want nothing to do with a Game 7 at the Garden. But it starts in Game 5. Go get it done, Knicks. That's how they got to do it, man. That's how they got to do it. You know what I mean? She says, I had one watch party and the Mavs got the number 1 pick. Yuck, never again. There you go. There you go, man. I mean, it was rigged, come on. It was rigged, bro. We knew it. We knew as soon as that shit went up, it was, to me, I thought it was going to be rigged either for Dallas or San Antonio for Wemby.
One of those we're going to get it.
It's going to be one of the two because Wemby's the next superstar that they're going to market. Crazy. They're already trying to, okay, because LeBron is up on his way out. Durant is not got many years left. Curry don't got many years left. Wemby is in the top. Did you see the glazing they were doing for Wemby when they played the Knicks on Christmas? I mean, it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. So I thought it was either going to be some shit with Dallas because of that fuckery with that Doncic trade, or it was going to be Wemby. So, hey, and what did San Antonio? What pick did they get?
I think it was the second pick, right?
There you go. The second pick. See what I mean?
It all works out, huh?
Yeah. Coincidence. Bullshit. Coincidence, bro. Unbelievable.
Yo, I want to bring a name up in the offseason. What do you think? What do you think about Austin Reeves?
Oh, I take him for this. I take him. I take him off the bench, no doubt about it. I take him off the bench, depending on what they're gonna want back, though.
I don't think they're gonna want much, man. You don't think so? I don't think they're gonna want much for him.
Well, they've had him in trade talks for star players in the past, so I don't know if they're just gonna give him away without getting some quality in return. They've actually tried to use him to get other stars to come join LeBron, and of course, they ended up getting Doncic without even having to give him up, which is so funny.
Huh?
Coincidence. For street clothes, Anthony Davis, who can't take a shower without getting hurt.
Bro, he's like he needs a bubble wrap.
Unbelievable. Campaign would have been a perfect for the tank to see this season. Yeah, man. Should have gave Leon a call, bro. Should have gave him a call, bro.
Oh, man.
Made the conference finals just to lose it with y'all. True Knicks shit. Well, listen. That OKC team is a good team, man.
It's tough. They're too good.
They're good, man. I mean, I knew they were going to lose that series, man. You know, I knew that once I saw Game 2, they went down 2-0. I said they're not coming back on that team. Not that team. OKC is really good. They're a deep team. You know, yes, he gets a lot of foul calls, but SGA is he's a star.
Hey, he's a star. It is what it is, man.
He's an MVP. He got the MVP this year. They got, I like Jalen Williams. He's a good player. Chet's a good player. They got a good, deep, young team.
I want to see, and I would love to see our guy Hardenstein get a ring. So
yeah, it would be nice to see iHard get a ring. As long as he's not playing us.
Exactly. Word.
Go get one. You know what I mean? Go get one.
Good for him.
Wouldn't mind that at all. She says, show the lottery, you cowards. Yeah, exactly. This is what I've been saying. Do y'all remember how y'all used to laugh at me in the groups when I would say, yo, man, they are fucking doing jerk job shit with this lottery. Why we can never see what they do. They just go into a room, lock the door, have everyone sitting with their hands folded with hors d'oeuvres, with fucking cheap ass cheese. To
caviar
go with
and all that shit. Yeah, caviar and all that.
Yeah. to feed the media, and then they all of a sudden, when the clock hits 8 o'clock, they come out the fucking room and say, "Okay, guys, we're ready to go. Let me show you what we did." Fuck out of here. I knew that shit was fuckery. I knew it. And I don't care what they do. They could, now they adjusted the odds now because, we want to prevent tanking. That's why we made the odds more favorable for teams that don't have the worst records. Bullshit. You want to help those teams that are close to becoming a playoff team get better. That's why you change the odds. Those shits make no fucking sense. Teams are going to tank regardless, dude. It is what it is. Okay? Don't tell me you did it because we're trying to stop teams from tanking. Bullshit. No. Bullshit, bro. You want to stop teams from tanking? You want to stop them from tanking? Tell them, hey, if you stop tanking, you win a certain amount of games or have an in-season tournament. You know what you do? You tell them, have an in-season tournament, and the winner of the tournament gets the number 1 pick. You do that. I guarantee they'll stop tanking. I guarantee it.
That'll be good. Yeah, I like that.
You know, they can't stop teams from doing that. It's just an idea. It's not a foolproof idea I just came up with. Yeah. But you know what? It's better than the fucking ladder. It's better than that.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. NFL system is good. You got parity. No need to draft lottery shit. Or if they do, they have a 2-part lottery. Lotto 4, which round the lotto affects, then a lotto the team order. It can't be first round though. Yeah. I want nothing to do with it. I want nothing to do with a lottery in the NFL. I think it's bullshit. I think it's fuckery. And I think even the NHL, I think, does it now too. It's fuckery.
Bro. Yeah, they got it now. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, it's fuckery, bro. I want nothing to do with it. I don't want the lottery conspiracies to ruin a great game like the NFL. Just stay away from it. Hey, it's hard. It's hard for teams to tank in the NFL anyway. It is. It's hard. You know what I'm saying? Because you got so many teams that win meaningless games late in the season, for better or worse. What about the teams that have playoff spots wrapped up and they're resting their guys in week 17 and 18, and then they end up playing a team that's not trying to win with bad teams, and they end up winning those games? Like, it's harder to tank in the NFL than it is the NBA. I want nothing to do with it. Keep the lottery away, man. Real talk, bro. T says, anyone blaming Tibbs for this loss doesn't know basketball. Nah, you don't blame Tibbs for this loss.
No, it's the turnovers, bro.
It's the turnovers. No, that would be asinine. That's just people that just say they just done with Tibbs and they just want a reason. The reason why the Knicks lost tonight was because they turned the ball over too many times. Okay. They played a style of ball they should not have been playing, trying to keep up with the Pacers.
Yep.
And Halliburton had a great game tonight. He dominated them.
Those are the three things. Yep.
They couldn't do nothing with him. He dominated the game. It came too easy for him tonight. I mean, he racked up 15 to 6. He had a triple. Well, didn't he have a triple double in the first half?
He almost had like 20-something points in the first half, some shit like that. Yeah.
That's why they lost this game. They did not do enough. That's it. And they couldn't get stops. They could not get stops tonight. That was the issue. You know, when the Pacers are rolling like that and they get off and they're shooting well, they're tough to beat, man. They're tough to beat on that, especially in that building. You know, so if anyone blames Tibbs, you're not paying attention.
Yeah, no, you don't. Yeah, forget that.
She says y'all can afford Austin, and with y'all cap, y'all can't afford Austin. With y'all cap, one of your big four got to go. Plus, Austin helps with the point guard situation, but defense drops. Yeah, he's not a strong defender. He's willing defender, but he's not a strong defender. So that is true. That is true, man. And his contract is kind of up there, so you're gonna have to give up. I'm not giving up an OG or Bridges for Breeze. I'm not doing that. And, you know, and Cat, of course, doesn't match up, and neither Brunson. I'm not doing those either. So, yeah, I'm not doing that. And I'm not trading Josh Hart for him either. I'm not trading Josh Hart. No way. Not for Austin Reeves. I can't do it. I can entertain a Hart trade, but for the right price, but not for Austin Reeves. I think Josh Hart's value to the team is way more than what Reeves would give us. Yeah, it'll disrupt the core. If there was a way to do it without having to lose those guys, then I'm in. You know, The salary cap stuff, the new apron and all of that. It's changed the game with a lot of those things. When you're up against that second apron, and right now the Knicks are not technically at the second apron because of some cap gymnastics that they have done, but it'll take a shakeup to get certain players, no doubt about it. No doubt.
It's going to be hard for us to get certain players now, though, because this.
Yeah. That's why I think we got to just concentrate on that bench, Danny. We just got to concentrate on getting the bench better. That's all. That's what we got to do. I think the core is pretty much set.
I hope we play Kolnick next year, man.
They better. They better.
Come on, better. Give the kid a chance.
I think, and that's why I think Payne will be out of here, and Shaman and those guys. And, Payne especially. I could see Delon Wright coming back for a team-friendly deal, but I think Payne's days are numbers. I think Kolnick is got to be the
Precious might be going too.
Precious is going to be looking for money, and I'm pretty sure he's not happy. He's not playing much in the playoffs, so I would assume he'll entertain looking for somebody. Somebody will give him a bag. Somebody will give him a better offer than the Knicks. I think so. I can see Porty getting minutes next year. I think the Knicks will make some moves to address the bench next year. No doubt about it.
Yeah, for sure.
I think the core is pretty much set. We're not moving off this core, and I don't think they should. I think they've proven that they are a legit core. I mean, they're in the Eastern Conference Finals. They beat the champs. They've proven themselves. You know what I mean? And they're still not eliminated yet. Listen, I'll continue to say this. I know I sound like a broken record if you're watching this channel. The toughest wins to get in a playoff series is the first one and the fourth one. So let's see what happens. She said, if I say anything, but I always found it odd. I just didn't pay much attention because, I didn't have picks. Yeah, the Nets didn't have a lot of picks at that time. That is true. Now this year, when I finally watched, they on that bullshit. You see, welcome to our pain, brother. What's this? 404.
404. Oh. I guess he had a picture, but it didn't work out. I didn't.
Okay, all right, that's cool. Well, I'll say Quan or Kun. That's your name. Yo, salute. Welcome to the show, bro. Welcome to the show. Let's go, Knicks. Let me leave a comment, see what you want to talk about, brother. Because we are about to end this show tonight. That was probably going to be the last of the night. So, listen.
Oh man, what a rough one tonight, man. Guys. Rough loss.
Tough loss tonight. No doubt about it. It's not what you want. Knicks lose to the Pacers 130-121 and now trail the series 3-1. They are on the brink of elimination. The Knicks now know what they have to do. They got to take it one at a time. The series is not over, y'all. I still think they can come back and win this series. It's not going to be easy. Is it likely? No, it's not likely. We know the odds. The odds are not in our favor. But listen, at the end of the day, Corey, before I finish my point, Corey just said Marino got a puller. I tagged him, but no reply. You know damn well he ain't pulling up, man. Come on, that's old news, man. That's old news. But at the end of the day, the Knicks have to find a way to win Game 5. That should be the only focus. Play your best game of the series. Protect home court. Get a win and see where the chips fall where they may. Now, the cat injury is something to monitor. No doubt about it.
Indeed.
To monitor. And we'll see what happens tomorrow, what they say when he comes in for treatment. But, hey, Knicks can do this. They just have to take it one at a time. The series is not over. It's a tough loss tonight. But because of that game one loss, it is what it is. So that's going to wrap it up.
Yeah.
That's going to wrap it up tonight. Thank you, Danny, for joining me. Appreciate it.
Always a pleasure, brother. Thank you for having me on. Salute to Knick Nation. Salute to everyone that joined the show tonight. And for those that are new to the channel, I ask one thing out of your life and in your time tonight. Smash that subscribe button to Born for Sports because I talk all sports. As you can see, big time New York Knicks fan. Got some work to do to get back in this series. New York Giants fan. OTA started today. Interesting to see what comes about. Some news out of there this week. New York Mets fan, another win tonight for the Mets. I talk about it all. I talk about the Yankees. I talk about the Jets, the Nets, whatever you want to talk about in the world of sports. Unfortunately, the Nets.
Unfortunately. Hey, we talk about it all. We cover it. The Nets are ass. The Nets are ass. We know that. So that covers them for tonight. But hey, we talk it all on this channel.
Yeah, brother. Yes, sir.
New York sports. Shout out to Nick Nation. Like and subscribe to Born for Sports. Let's go, Knicks.